Okay guys, so we're still here with Maarten Vervenne. He just showed us two very cool sweeps from the butterfly half guard. And he's got a lot more stuff as we promised. We're gonna look at some submissions. I have no clue what's gonna happen. He'll tell you, he'll show you. Thank you for being here, Maarten. And
Yes.
yeah, show us some good stuff.
Let's go to it. We're first off gonna start in the butterfly half. We already did the entry in the previous part. So right now we're just gonna go straight into the entry. Before we did the overhook on the left side and cup the elbow on the right side, on the shoulder, my bad. Right now we're just gonna have Tum locked us all the way in. So he's gonna go for the basic half guard. And I wanna go for an attack on his left arm. My left arm is gonna go all the way in front of his head. Just scoop his legs, nice face. Block the shoulder and keep your forearm right underneath his chin. If Tum is gonna apply pressure, he's gonna choke himself all the way out because my arm is still stuck over here. My shoulder is blocked on the floor, so it's gonna go down any further. And for me, it's not bad to keep this position. Okay, right now, if we wanna go to attack his left arm, we have to make sure that we got some space over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I'm going to scoop my right leg all the way out. And what was my butterfly hook on the left side now becomes my butterfly hook on the right side as well. So at this point we have two butterfly hooks in. And the most important thing is that our right leg is going to maintain the hook with what was called a sticky hook. So whatever happens, my foot is going to play all the hooks in and never releases his leg. My right arm is gonna go in a curling motion over his elbow, and my left hand is gonna get a grip, a cable grip, or whatever you like. I like to have thumbs out, cable grip just above the elbow, and at that point I'm gonna hip escape a little bit. Keep your right hook in and make sure you get some space between his arm and your chest, because that is where you're gonna apply the downforce to make sure you get the tap. Do this really, really gentle, because if you push too hard, you're just gonna snap the elbow. Just gonna pull it down and it's up. Okay, one more time.
Cool.
So we are all the way in. We're gonna make a nice frame, block it over here. Make sure you get both of your butterfly hooks in and your right arm. First, make sure you get a little bit of distance by just straightening out your back. Then you get able to turn out. Your right leg stays tucked in with the hook. Your right ear is gonna call on his arm. And your right arm, just make sure with the thumb side of your hand, you just drive over the elbow, get a grip, and push it down. If he's not tapping yet, you can put downward force with your knee on top of his body. And if it's able, you can also put this one down and just make distance. But there you got a lot of options for your partner to escape as well. So try to keep your sticky hook all the way in above his thigh. And then you can just follow him and you can peel your knee down to put downward pressure as well. You want to do other angle?
Yeah.
Okay. So, same technique, different angle. Just see what happens with the legs. Switch. Okay. Regular butterfly half guard. My left hand goes all the way over, blocks his face, blocks his chin. Right hand can control with the frame if you like. Otherwise, just block the hip and your leg comes out. Make sure your right leg has a sticky hook all the way in. Right arm goes over the elbow. Lock the hands, keep switching, and put it down. You can also use your leg on top of his back or all the way up on his elbow to make sure he goes down.
That's very tight. That's a very tight arm lock.
It's a really nice one. I've been using since I think I was a year of 12, back in the judo days. The other option is that it won't come to a submission. So you have the armbar really tight, but they've got flexible arms. They just bend the arm a little bit. At that point, you've got the option to sweep him as well. So we're going to look at that one as well. So we got the same entry. Let's make distance, hooks in, framing again. leg goes out, keep the sticky hook. We're gonna go for this armbar. It does not work. You keep the sticky hook. You can follow him all the way up. If you're fast enough, you can spin around and go into the regular armbar, or just go into mount, what you prefer. So once more.
We'll sweep that way, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so make distance, get your hook in, control, left arm goes over. Make sure you cuddle his face with the back of your elbow to make sure it's really tight. Distance for your right hook. Keep control of the elbow, turn over. It does not work, it's flexible, he's bending his arm. Just lift with your right leg and go on top. Peel your leg out. Go mount, go side control, or go into the armbar. Let's do one more. Yes, okay. Last one. So we make sure we have the distance. We peel our leg in all the way on top. Arm goes over. Right leg goes out. We switch all the way through. It does not work. You're just gonna lift with your right leg. And you're gonna go on top. And you're gonna finish off the armbar. So that's one. And we also got the option that we want to block him from getting the underhook on our left side. So normally we're just laying over here and we're just waiting for he's gonna grab everything he wants. And the moment you get the underhook on my left side, most of the times I'm fucked. Or I've got to have really good control. But right now I want to prevent him from getting the underhook. So if Tum backs up a little bit, my left hand is gonna go all the way across my body and my elbow is gonna stay tucked into my hip. That moment it becomes really impossible for Tum just to get an underhook without exposing any part of his body for me to attack it. So right now I'm just gonna let Tum come to me, and it doesn't matter how he gets the regular control as long as it does not have a underhook on my left side. Okay, it's still impossible if he gets chest to chest control. It's really difficult for him to keep good control over here. Okay. At this point, my right hand is gonna go in his armpit. My left hand is gonna go underneath his body. And my legs are gonna switch. So my right leg was the half guard hook, and my left leg was the butterfly hook. So what I'm going to do is Tum keeps the chest on chest control. My right arm is gonna push, my left arm is gonna swing, my right leg stomps on the floor, my knee is gonna push to my left, and my left knee and left leg is gonna elevate him. And then with this position. Normally, if somebody is really heavy, it becomes really impossible just to lift them all the way over. But at least you will be able to off-balance them. So one more time. So I'm tucked all the way in, the butterfly hook is in, right arm is in his armpit, left arm is gonna swim underneath. Right now Tum applies a really amount of pressure, and it will be really hard for me to lift him all the way up. But you see how much, the more pressure he applies, the easier it will be for me to at least be able to turn him away or off balance him. Because all the power that he applies on my body will be pushed away at the point that all of my body swings to one side. So let's do one different angle. So left arm goes across the body. Tum has a regular half guard. My butterfly hook goes in, right arm in his armpit. My left arm is gonna go underneath his body. Right leg goes over. And I'm gonna spin all the way around. Right now, if he stays in this position, it will be really easy for me to go into X guard, attack the legs, or even stand up and get to a sweep. So let's look at the entry for the X guard and finish it off with a heel hook. So, left arm goes under, right arm is still over, distance, get the butterfly hook in, keep the control above your body, right arm in his armpit, left arm is gonna swing all the way under, right hand goes over, and we push him. Right leg goes on top of my own leg, so make sure you have to X really have. And we're gonna finish this one over here. Or if you're just doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu on the IBJJF rules, just go for the regular ashi. Push him out, stand up, follow up. There are tons of different variations you can do. When you enter the X guard, you can go for technical stand-ups, you can go for leg locks, you can just go onto mounts, neon bellies, whatever. And I think that's it.
I love it, man. Super cool
Nice.
control, especially the entry with the arm tuck. They're not allowing the other person to get the underhook and then swimming through and off balancing them. I'm really gonna work with that, so that looks super cool. So just a small recap. We got an entry into the butterfly half guard all the way down from half guard, so that's really cool. Getting your hip escape, getting your distance, getting into 2 different sweeps, getting into different arm submissions. Guys, I'm telling you, it's hard to see maybe, but that arm submission is tight, or my arms are just super stiff. Really love that one, love the sweeps, and especially the final one, tucking the arm in, getting the sweeps into. So that's a lot of butterfly half guard stuff. Thank you so much, Maarten. Maarten, we'll put a link down in the description to his Instagram, his social media. Check it out. If you're ever in the Netherlands, give him a visit over at Ede to train with this guy. Thank you so much for being on the channel, and thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Oes.
Oes.